Can you remember the days when you were injured, Al? How depressed you were?
Oh, treatment.
Remember the feeling?
Mind you, we had an old physio, Tommy Eggleston, played. I think it was the Everton. But, and he used to tell stories about the war and stuff, and it was, it was brilliant. You go and get a lesson. It was great.
Can you remember Ken Fish, the Oxford United physio? Ken Fish, right? He was about 80 when I was playing.
Right.
Gary Briggs walked in the treatment room, hard as nails. Gary Briggs,
his nose
shotting and Briggs
all over his face. Yeah.
He splattered his nose. Gary Briggs' nose was splattered.
Yeah.
It was obviously broke.
Yeah.
You look at his face and went, sideways. Right? And Ken Fish, let's have a look, Briggsy. Let's have a look at that. And he's grabbed his nose, pinched it. And he's pushed his arm off. Briggsy, he's gone, Ken, what are you doing? He went, hey, you're soft, son, soft. I once broke my nose playing for Bury, and the bone come through the skin. I got a pair of scissors, snipped it off, sewed my nose back up at half time, and I went back out and played on. Get a grip, son. 2 paracetamol. Off you go.
Oh, dear. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Hopefully Dino didn't put you off your cornflakes there. Right, it's going to be some weekend of football. All kicks off on the talkSPORT network tomorrow lunchtime. Spurs take on United. But the biggest game of the weekend, without question, it's got to be Sunday afternoon as two old rivals go at it once again.
City still coming forward. Foden! Oh, yes! A lovely little body swerve onto his left foot. Arrowed into the far corner. It's another Phil Foden finish of the highest quality.
To be honest, I'm so excited and happy to live. But I'm going to prepare the game on Sunday. I'm looking forward desperately to play on Sunday again and against Liverpool. And
I mean, there's no surprise that Man City are back amongst it.
I think you can get at Manchester City.
Here's Gravenberch edge of the penalty area. They've flanked it in. Ryan Gravenberch returns with a goal, and it's the second one of the night for Liverpool. Crisis, what crisis? Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0.
What everybody expects if you go to the Etihad if you play against City, yeah? You have to suffer as well.
It'll suit them down to the ground because City will want to play. I think Liverpool are better in the better games.
If they go to Man City and avoid defeat, then yeah, you can say it's been a turning point for them.
Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner. Beware, a rejuvenated Liverpool. Our Arne Slot's team back.
Yeah, that's right. What a treat we're in for. City seem to have turned a corner of late. Good wins against Bournemouth and in Europe against Dortmund this week have been impressive. Liverpool on the other side finally ended their, was that a crisis? Yeah, it was probably. A run of 4 straight league defeats with a comfortable 2-0 win over the Villa before battering Real Madrid on Tuesday. So let's ask someone who knows exactly what it's like to play for both clubs. Didi Hamann joins us now. Didi, morning.
Morning, Didi.
Morning, guys.
Didi, cracking game this one. City big favourites, but Liverpool have suddenly found a bit of sparkle again.
Yeah, I wouldn't know whether City are big favourites because Liverpool in the last 2 games they kept a clean sheet. They stopped that run of defeats and played okay on Wednesday, defended really well, and it was very encouraging after obviously a poor run of form in the league.
Didi, I don't know what you think. I actually think the 3 midfield players, the Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberch, are like they complement each other. They're like the engine room. You've got Andy Robertson coming back in at left back. Bradley's playing well at right back. I think they've gone back to knowing what works.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, Dean. I think the 3 midfield were a big reason why they won the league last season, and I always felt in the early parts of the season when they won the games, didn't play well. The biggest problems was the fullback positions because Kirkes has been struggling since he came to the club.
He has, yeah.
And on the other side, Frimpong is not a right back. Szoboszlai stepped in. He did a good job, but obviously he's needed in midfield. And Conor Bradley obviously did a very good job against Vinny Jr. Midweek. So I think he's got to keep the 3. And you need Salah and Wirtz to start firing because obviously they haven't been playing well. At some stage they have to come to the party, but obviously defensively they've been a lot better, and I think that's been their Achilles heel in the first 10 or 12 games of the season.
Did he talk to me about Wirtz? Everyone keeps telling me he's one hell of a player. I've yet to see it yet personally, but I wish him well. But is he Is he top class for you, Didi?
Well, obviously, people called me when he signed for the club, and I've been watching him for a number of years now. He's an exceptional player, and I said, watch him. I said, this kid is dynamite. It's a new league. It's more physical. It's a quicker game in England. You don't get a free kick as easy as you do in Germany. But at some stage, he's got to start producing.
So you're 100% sure he is a bit special. The game. Yeah.
Well, I was sure. I've got to say, we're a quarter or a third into the season now. And, he doesn't affect games. And there was a caller before. I think Liverpool is doing better against less physical sides. So I think that's probably the reason why he stays in the team now, and why that game against Man City on Sunday could suit him, because it's not a team that hassles you, that harasses you. But he just found it hard against more physical sides. But at some stage he's got to do it, because the two best performances in the league were probably against Everton and Villa, and he wasn't inside in these. So at some stage he's got to start doing it. I said he's too good to fail, but obviously there's no guarantees in football, as we know.
So where's he going to play, Diddy? Because that three-man midfield looks like, they've answered all the questions now. We've got the midfield right. If you put Wirtz back into that midfield at number 10, say, it goes back to being a sieve again. Liverpool conceding chances. So is he going to have to play him off the left, or a false number 9? Or
no, there's no doubt about it. That he's got to stay where he played a midweek. He's got to play on the left. But when you've got 3 forward players in Wirtz, in Salah, and Ekitike or Isak, and 2 of the 3 don't produce, obviously you'll find it hard to score goals. And this is why, with Salah, obviously found it hard since Christmas to score goals from open play. I'm not saying, his time is coming to an end, but obviously he's got to start doing again what he used to do. And Wirtz also, because, if you've got 2 out of 3 players who don't really produce and affect the game in the last part of the pitch, you'll find it hard to score goals.
Didi, Foden's found his mojo again, hasn't he? I love the way he comes inside and he just strokes the ball. He sort of, he doesn't blast it. He can do, but he just places the ball in the far corner. He's back to his best, and the centre-forward Haaland is just, at the moment, so hungry, so powerful, and what a finisher. So it's a big, big game for Konate and Van Dijk against Haaland.
Yeah, 100%. But, they've been pretty solid in the last 2 games. And I think, as Dean said before, with the 3 in midfield, I think they've got better protection to make it harder for the opposition to score. But obviously, Foden is a brilliant player, brilliant to watch. And as you say, the way he passes the ball into the corner is just second to none. With Haaland, you always know you can't take him out of the game for 90 minutes. I think it's got to be a collective effort. But as I said, they kept 2 clean sheets now. Their defending hasn't been good early in the season, even when they won the games. And, I'm quietly confident, I have to say, because they're 7 points behind now. If you were to lose, it could be 10. And I wouldn't say it's the end of their charge to defend the title, but it'll be a big, big ask to make up 10 points on Arsenal, who don't concede goals. They've got to go to the Emirates in the second half of the season as well.
Everyone's talking about Arsenal, favourites for the Champions League, favourites for the Premier League. Yeah, a lot can change, but at the moment they're playing so well, as you say, not conceding. What about, just let me ask you about Bayern. That was a big result in Paris, wasn't it, for Bayern Munich?
Yeah, they battered them as well in the first half. They were 2-0 up, probably should have been 3. Got Diaz sent off right on the stroke of halftime. Been down to 10 men, and then they just defended. And, Paris was close to scoring an equaliser. They didn't. Obviously, they play Arsenal now, Bayern Munich. They go to the Emirates in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time. It'll be a huge game. They do work a lot. It's a functioning side at the moment, but obviously Arsenal at the moment, with the way they defend, hardly conceding goals, they probably slightly favour Arsenal, but I don't think there's any doubt these 2 are the 2 best sides in Europe at the moment.
Yeah, brilliant. Didi, listen, have a great weekend, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
Lovely.
Didi.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Didi Hamann there. Right, so just a reminder, Tottenham United, live and exclusive on talkSPORT tomorrow lunchtime. Check out the talkSPORT Daily podcast today, which asks the question, which team has kicked on the most since the Europa League final? Up next, we're going to get Dino's prediction for that game.